Hello, everyone. We are live with Mists of Ravenloft, episode 18. We have completed Night of the Walking Dead last week, and so now we are enjoying, well, yes, definitely enjoying. Nothing wrong could possibly happen after defeating Marcel the Zombie Lord last week. So the players and the characters are enjoying a bit of respite as they travel to Port de la Hur to, hopefully get a bit of downtime and find a way back home, because, that fashion show's only going to go on for so long at Waterdeep. So let's skip over to, before we do a little recap, let's pop over to Shiny Pilot, say who we are, who we're playing.
Alright, sorry, now that I'm unmuted. Shiny Pilot, playing Ron tonight, our group's wizard and little boy who is exploring life's adventures and good times. He's drunk some things, he swam practically naked or naked in the water with a part dolphin girl. We've got rained on by blood and fought zombies and other horrible undead things. He's doing great. He's doing great for a little teenager. So looking forward to tonight to see what happens.
Alright, awesome. And next we have the fantastical Magnus Deepshaft.
Yes, I'm D20 coup de grace, and I'm playing Magnus Deepshaft. He's a Dwarven prince, paladin, and just trying to, I think I'm so close to getting back to that fashion show.
So close.
So close.
And maybe yet so far? Nah. that would be silly. So I don't have a good way of saying, speaking of silly, segue. Hey Ambara, how are you doing?
Hey, hi. My name is Negatosaurus. I'm playing Ambara Vanastra, the Divine Soul Sorceress. I apologize for my voice. I'm a little bit sick with the plague. I'm tired of being covered in blood, so I think a bath is in order.
Yep.
I think we already did that, actually.
Yeah, you guys are currently on the road.
Okay,
on the
yeah.
road again.
Yeah. So then, I'm just excited to be out of this damn swamp.
Lovely. That's a good sentiment. And unfortunately, Mr. Elam Dewa Jr. cannot play with us tonight. However, he will be back next week for shenanigans aplenty, I am sure. So we're gonna scurry on up to Mr. Merrick Tenpenny.
Oh, hello. I am Deception Check. I'll be playing Merrick, not Pirate Tenpenny. I feel like we were a little lost now because we didn't have someone say anything about cornbread or something about high grass and snake skins and things like that with Elam not being here. But we'll have to tread on and see what happens. I'm excited to see what goes on with Mr. Not Pirate Tenpenny. So let's see where we go with this.
Excellent. So, what happened last week was they were in the old cemetery, the old crypt graveyard that had not been opened in, 100 years or so, a few generations, and they went into the largest Tarascon tomb where they found Marcel the Zombie Lord was controlling hordes of zombies and attempting to, murderize the whole town in his search for the scroll that they had on them. They found out that these were not your typical zombies. Some of them were juju zombies, and they were, since they were being controlled by a zombie lord, smarter than your average zombies. But they devised a strategy and defeated the zombie lord right after an eclipse happened, making the moon a blood moon as it was raining blood. However, as soon as they defeated him, the rain stopped. The sun didn't quite come out because it's nighttime, but the morning came after they made their way back out of the cemetery. The town was covered in gore and blood and zombies, and most of the villagers, however, did survive the zombie invasion. There was a few who didn't make it. Fortunately, none of the ones that the party liked made it. They made it all, so yay, go them. Good job barricading their houses and stuff, I guess. But they got cleaned up at the inn. They found out that they were alright for the time being. All the zombies seemed to have retreated back into the woods at the plantation home. Luke actually was, after the dawn had broke, was actually speaking normally again. They got cleaned up. They were given supplies to travel to the port town to the north. And they went on their way while the rest of the town did a bunch of cleanup because, well, they can't bury the dead. undead included, for 4 days. So they're just making a big old pile next to the chapel there, and you know, not the most pleasant of work. So they got out of there before getting roped into that, and they are now on the road, traveling to Port Dalhur. They have been informed that it'll take them about a day and a half to get there, so they'll probably have to make camp along the road at some point, but then get there by midday the next day. So, guys, you also got a delicious packed lunch from Katha, as she was very grateful for you all getting the serial killer who tried to murder her in a side alley and stopping the zombies from invading. So.
Oh, we got a horse.
And a horse. You do have a horse now, yes, as the previous owner of it is
A
deceased.
horse, buggy, and lunch?
Yeah, well, not a buggy, but you have a horse.
Just a horse.
Okay, then.
You got a horse, some lovely packed lunch, and they cleaned your clothes too, and see, Tomas mended them as he is an expert tailor, so you're all able to get that done before leaving.
Merrick offered the horse to Ambara to ride if she wanted it.
I would not mind, if that's all right.
I'm not too good with the horses. I'm more aquatic than equestrian.
I am quite fond of horses. We had a couple growing up.
It's a fine animal as far as those things go, I guess.
It is.
Merrick, you're so chivalrous.
I mean, we kind of just took the horse, and I wanted someone to use it, so,
Yeah, but you
Sure, yes, quite chivalrous. In my own ways.
Can I make
Good boy, Ronnie. Good boy.
an animal handling check
Yes,
to make it my friend?
you may attempt to make friends with the horse.
Yes.
Yes.
Come with like
that one of the
saddle and
horse
everything?
bites you.
Yeah, it comes with tack and everything.
Oh,
Offer and
19.
gold, it always works.
I mean, it was used to ride down from Port Dalhur, so it actually knows the road that you're on, and it seems to be pretty much traveling it without any guidance, pretty much. You don't have to... and it thinks you are the bee's knees, Ambara. This horse loves you.
Magnus got it right. You gotta give it money, and then it'll like you.
Just give it money. Yes. How much does your friendship cost, horse?
Damn, I don't have my mug today.
That's our quote for the game. How much does your friendship cost? You also found out that when they were sifting through some of the bodies and stuff, because you had locked Jean in jail, Jean Tarascon, but the jail's just a shed outside of a shed with bars outside of the sheriff's house. No sign of him was to be seen the next morning after the zombies had attacked. They didn't find a body either, though, so who knows?
I'm sure he'll never return.
Nah.
Gone forever.
Yep.
He's dead and gone.
we did our part. Everything is fine. Everything's fine here. Move along. Everything's fine.
So you guys are traveling along the road in Bara, just nice place. Do you guys name the horse? No one knew its name
Horse.
because the owner died, so just calling it horse. Until-
Ambara can name it if she wishes.
Okay.
I will think on a name.
Okay. Till then, horse it is. That's what I call most horses in video games, so I completely sympathize with this. I will easily remember horse. So you're riding on horse, and it's a pretty decent day. It's the sun's out for once, which is fairly unusual, and then in this area it's usually pretty hazy.
An hour into the trip, in the back of the group, we hear from Ron, "Are we there yet? My legs hurt. I'm thirsty."
Yeah, but before that, you hear, "Are we there yet? My legs hurt. I'm thirsty."
Yes.
Merrick's just walking up front, just like shaking his head.
no response or no acknowledgement.
Nope. Nope.
Ron's hat is a little pointy and droopy now. It's just like drooping forward as he's just
Oh.
walking.
I think Elam would be like, "No, I will let you know when we are there.
Oh, fine.
Probably gonna have to camp outdoors tonight, Ronnie boy."
Don't feed the animals, Elam. They don't. If you acknowledge what they're asking, they'll just keep doing it. Just ignore them.
Alright, you're probably right, Merrick. He just kind of bundles up his arms, fiddles with his buckles, the many buckles on his newly repaired coat.
Mumbles about cornbread.
Well, yeah, just country fried steak. just want some cornbread and sweet tea. And... Yes. All right. You guys have been traveling most of the day. Nothing seems to have bothered you. It's fairly... You hear, like, stuff in the swamp. You see some logs floating kind of in the swamp a little ways in, but they don't come out to bother you or anything. And you see near evening time, around the time you would normally stop for dinner, you see some other travelers on the road headed your direction. See a group of about 3 people.
Are they armed?
Give me perception checks. They're still pretty decent ways off.
Colorful.
I have a quick question.
I have a quick answer.
So if I take the lightly armored feat,
Yes.
that would give me proficiency with light armor.
Yep, and you could cast spells with it.
Cast spells? Sweet, I think I'm gonna do that.
All right, cool. They hit level 4 last after defeating the zombie lord. I meant to lead in with that this episode, but yeah, they're all level 4 now. So yay! So you guys, let's see, perception checks. Merrick and Well, that's that manual handling. Just kidding. Merrick, you can tell that you think one of them might have like a knife on his belt, but the other 2 appear to be unarmed.
With that perception check, can I see if they're weighted down by worldly goods, possibly?
So with that perception check, as they get a wee bit closer, you notice that the 2 who are unarmed are dressed very similarly to Shaman Brucian.
Shit. All right. Fine. Well, hail the travelers. Hail, friends.
Oh! Hello there. You coming from the city? Marais de Terrason?
Yes, we've just left there after weathering a bit of a storm, if you will.
Yes, we received a bird requesting assistance with the many bodies of dead and undead, so that is why we are making our way there.
Yes, we assisted with the initial wave of undead.
You must be the group of adventurers Brucian mentioned in his letter, then.
Yes, that would be us here. I'm Merrick Tenpenny, and these are my friends. I'm sure they'll introduce themselves to you now.
Ron waves from the back. Hi, I'm Ron and I'm tired of walking.
Finally, we're stopping. I sit down.
I'm Ambara.
It is a pleasure to meet you. I am Shaman Francois, and this is my good friend Shaman Bruce. And this is, of course, my nephew. And you see that it's a younger man who's kind of got some old, a little bit of cracked leather armor, and he's got the dagger. Guessing he's along in case some logs come up from the swamp and try to eat them on their way down here. He's like, hi, I'm Timothy. And they're like, well, if you are stopping for the evening, it is about time to camp. We would be more than happy to share a fire with those who helped save the town.
I believe that would be acceptable if the others agree.
Absolutely.
Please stop, I'm tired.
And so they actually big backpacks on. They start setting up. They have a couple of tents that they put up. Campfire. They actually cook dinner. They cook a nice meal. It's they can make a big pot of jambalaya because that's pretty easy to cook in a stew pot. So they make enough for everyone to have some as y'all get settled in, and it quickly becomes night. You hear the sound of the frogs is almost deafening from the swamp. I don't know if everybody out here watching this has ever lived in a swamp. Those frogs get so loud and obnoxious. Sometimes I want to take a flamethrower to the swamp, but we don't have flamethrowers, and it would probably be a bad idea to fireball the swamp, and they don't have fireball yet. So you hear a lot of frogs, a chorus of frogs, as you guys are in the swamp. But one of the shamans, Shaman Bruce, he actually pulls out a small lyre, and he'll pluck some music while you guys chill out for the evening, make camp.
Oh, well, if he's pulling that out, I want to pull out my loot.
Okie dokie then.
Pull out the loot. It's not very good. I'll turn to it. See if I can play along with him.
Yeah! Give me a loot check. Loot.
Nope.
It's not great. But let's see. Let's
I
see
put
how
it away.
decent he is.
Sorry, it's been a while. A little bit of blood got on it in the rain.
It does need some tuning, maybe some cleaning.
Yeah.
It's
sorry.
kind of soaked through almost everything you guys have, so. But-
Apologies.
Oh, it is no problem at all. It is music is one of the gifts to humanity and of course other races as well. And you kind of here's this. Have you heard? Have you been here in Suranya long?
A week, I think. Maybe. Your lordship, how long do you think we've been here missing your fashion show?
Forever, damn it!
A long time, sir.
Of course. Well, have you been to Port d'Elhur, or has your entire stay been on Moraes de Tarson?
We spent a significant portion of time in the swamp as well.
Oh, I am terribly sorry to hear that. You did not encounter anything too terribly dangerous, I hope.
Just some logs.
Oh, that sounds fairly uneventful.
Didn't we
Actually.
do the gators?
Yeah, that's what the logs are.
Okay.
Magnus insists that
Ron's
they're
sitting there going,
logs.
logs.
Got some log boots now.
Yeah, you have plenty of log leather to try to make some log boots later.
And then, of course, the undead in the Tarscon.
Oh, of course. Well, if you've never been to Port d'Elhur, it is a beautiful, beautiful city with much to do. If you were planning on staying for a while, of course, ships come from time to time into the port as well. If you were planning on leaving.
Wonderful. How much further is it?
If you leave at dawn's light tomorrow, you will get there before lunchtime.
Oh. Finally.
Do they happen to have a library there?
The temple there has a small collection and assortment of books.
Who is the temple to?
Well, we do not have. It's technically dedicated to the spirits of the swamp. Most particularly, we revere the Lady of the Swamp. Of course, the Lord of Death must also be respected, but the Lady of the Swamp is whom it is dedicated to.
And who is she?
She is a beautiful and benevolent forest spirit. She is of the soul of a weeping willow. You might have heard the term dryad before.
I have, actually.
Yes.
Quite familiar with dryads.
So she is of that spirit.
Good to know. Thank you.
It is considered a great boon and blessing if you have visited by her.
Are we staying here for the night then, guys? Is that the plan?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, with all this talking, Ron's over on his little log, like his head's nodding and he's like slowly rolling to the
Elam's
left.
already snoring.
Alright, cool.
He is. He inhaled a bowl of jambalaya and passed out.
Your shamanship, sir.
Yes.
What can you tell us about the city? What sort of amenities might it have?
Well, there is a bathhouse. There is, of course, multiple restaurants and bars. It is much larger than Moraes de Tarson. There is about a little over 1,000 people living there.
Might be a good place to spend a little time before we leave.
Pretty much, we are not, of course, a huge city that I have never traveled to but have heard of, but there is if you have a errand you need to run, or a hobby you are interested in, then there is most likely a place you can procure it there.
You know, what sea lanes run from this port forward?
Oh, well, you see, that is a difficult question to answer. There are many sailors who come through. We get a ship every few days, most often, sometimes a few. One time we had 12 ships all at once, and it was the most we had seen it once in a very long time. But the mists make it very difficult to travel the seas and any typical seafaring routes. We are not on the main one that people take, but we are an offshoot, you could say. So a lot of people travel to what is it called? He's kind of thinking. It's Port Lucine. A lot of people travel to there. And Dementliu.
By who?
It is Port Lucine in the country of Dementliu.
All right. I'm not familiar with this area.
Of course. But yes, there are. That is most often where people are headed to after stopping here. Apparently it's one of the more reliable routes?
Reliability would be good. We've had a bit of a lack in that recently.
I hear it's
especially on the
instead of
sea.
it's better than a 50-50. I think it's a 60-40 or 70-30 odds, you might say.
I like the results.
I'm not used to sailing the seas with odds so low. Normally it's like 95% you make it where you're going.
Oh, well, you'll make it somewhere. Whether or not it's the country or port you intended is completely up to the mists.
It's such a strange world you have here, guys. I want to go back to my Eberron.
If you want to, if you are not from the neighboring countries, I've heard of worlds beyond. But if you want to get to one of those places, your best bet is with a Vistani.
Yeah, we met some of those.
They are typically, there are some people amongst the Vistani who are quite powerful, able to navigate the mists to wherever they are, no matter what country they are in, even if some of the borders are closed. So if you want to get back to wherever you're from originally, then well, your best bet is probably finding one of them.
And that's what we will do.
There we go.
Mistfarers. Mistfinders.
I've heard of a place called Mistfarers. It's quite a nice little manor there.
Oh,
Hard to get into, though.
well, it seems like most places that dwell in the mists.
Fair enough. Well, I've talked your ears off. I'm going to go curl up in my hammock over there, and feel free to chat with the rest if you wish. I'm just too tired.
Of course. Pleasant dreams. Blessings upon you.
Ron slumped over, kind of face down, wedged between a log and the dirt, just kind of the hat up.
Eric will go put a little blanket over him and kind of like make sure he's not breathing dirt.
Why are my sinuses so full?
You see some puffs of dirt coming.
Turn the head a little bit, like take his hat, put his hat underneath his head, put a blanket over him. Then he crawls in the hammocking.
Yeah, Elam's like got his head on a log and his head over his face, and he's just snoring. The hat dampens the sound a little bit, though. You don't know why you haven't thought of that sooner, but it works. Everybody else go to sleep.
Magnus is contemplating how he can replace his blood with that of a Vistani's.
Certainly something to think. I'm sure you can find someone in Ravenloft who is willing to do that for you.
Or perhaps maybe it's the soul I need.
Paladins. Gotta love them. So, you guys get a pleasant night's sleep. But, Ron, you have a bit of a nightmare. Like in your nightmare, you're dreaming that someone's watching you. Doesn't matter. Like you just have the feeling of being watched. Like you're walking around in pig farts, your school, and like no matter where you go, you always feel like someone's watching you. You catch like the glimpse of movement around a corner, but every time you look, there's nobody there. It's just feel like you're being stalked, and that's so you don't wake up startled or anything, but you just kind of sleep uneasy, little restless.
Okay, he's tossing and turning. You guys may hear some muffled. Stop that! Who's there? Who's there? He's just like rolling in place.
I have a question.
I have an answer.
I don't know if it works this way, but I only sleep for 4 hours.
Yep.
And then so I'm assuming I'll be up for some of this.
Yeah.
I don't think I can technically dream walk through the weave.
Not yet, at least.
Damn, okay. I was gonna see if I could peek in on his dreams. But I guess not. Not quite
Not
yet.
quite yet.
Okay. Never mind then.
Okay.
Then I'll just keep watch for the second half of the night.
Okay,
And,
yeah. Timothy keeps watch for the first bit. There's a dagger. So you guys don't see anything during your night's sleep. Y'all sleep pretty good except for Ron. And they make breakfast in the morning. It's just they don't cook breakfast, but they hand you all some sausages. They have some, little sausage rolls, little sausage biscuits that they've had packed from the night before is cooking. And they'll hand you each one before. Saying, well, have a pleasant stay in Port d'Alur. We will perhaps see you again someday.
Of course. Safe travels.
You as well. And they head off the road to go help bury a bunch of dead in 2.5 days.
Good luck with the blood.
Yeah, thank you. We will need it. Yeah, you kind of noticed before you left that, because they were just getting buckets of water and just started rushing it, the runoff into the swamp was attracting gators and all sorts of other stuff. And
Logs.
yeah, lots of logs. Logs are attracted to the sin of blood, apparently. So.
Like sharks.
Like sharks. Crazy. So
I don't know
you
what you're talking about.
You guys travel onwards, and you see a decently sized city with a port ahead of you. Now, of course, it's flat here because it's it's a swamp. So you can see basically the mast of one ship, and that's how you can tell there's a port. But you see a lot of brick buildings, a lot of 2-story buildings, some wooden ones as well, as you guys enter into Port d'Alur.
And I hear the sound of the sea.
Yes. And the town is pretty hopping, actually. You see people hustle and bustle, people carrying baskets of things. You see a lot of fishmongers. Fishing is a very big trade, you would guess, in this town. You can smell all sorts of things. There's a little creek that runs by as well into the ocean, so you can see people are just dumping out big things of crawfish and corn and potatoes, just crawfish boil. And the town is alive, hustle bustle. There's a couple people playing some music in one of the streets, kind of trying to draw people into one of the restaurants nearby. And you see some outdoor sitting. The people here are dressed a little bit nicer than the ones you saw. You would guess that the average wealth here is a little bit higher. There you see people have more hats and more buckles, as buckles are really in. Right now, it's the in thing, so people have some buckles.
So Elam's the most stylish of us all.
Elam is the most stylish of you guys right now, with all of his buckles. Some people are getting him some looks oh, so many buckles. A couple young ladies titter as you guys pass by.
So perhaps we should find an inn first, and then we can split up and go shopping from there.
I think that's a wise solution. I would prefer an inn closer to the ocean. That might be nice. I mean, can you hear it? I can already hear the sounds of the sea. It's like the heartbeat of my life. Yeah, you can't hear it.
I can hear it plenty, but given our last experience on the ocean, I'm not entirely fond of getting...
One soul cracking among the sea. I mean, what really is it? It's not like you're run into those every time you go into the ocean.
Right.
I mean, that's the first one I've ever seen, and I've been sailing since I was wee.
I've been sailing 3 times, and a third of the time I've been a salt cracking.
2/3 of the time you've had a decent trip. I'm sure to be fine.
All right, sure.
It's okay.
So
in
by the sea, let's find one.
All right. So you are able to find a nice looking. There's a couple right on the docks that look real seedy, and not the kind of ooh, this is a nice seedy place. It's ooh, that roof looks like it's about to cave in. Maybe we shouldn't sleep there. But you find one that's actually pretty well maintained. It appears to be a bit newer than the rest of the buildings. Yet it's still right on the dock district, so you can see everything kind of coming and going. But not so far on it that as soon as you step out, you get like run over by a fishmonger. So it's right there in the corner. Nice little view, so you can see the whole port, but still not get swept away in the traffic. And it's called Inn of the Smiling Spirit.
Just to be sure, I would like to check out the masonry.
Okay. Give me your with advantage history check for your dwarven craftsmanship cunning.
Dun, dun. Seems solid enough for humans.
Yeah, it's decently built. It's kind of on the docks. It's on stilts a bit, in case weather, water. But
How many
it appears
stories?
to be. It's a 2-story.
Okay.
And it appears to have, you kind of looking at it, it appears to have like a bit of a cellar. It's kind of hard to have a cellar because, but the docks are all raised up. Like you're a good 15 feet off the water, so it looks like it has like a small storage area underneath the docks, probably for extra supplies and stuff that doesn't get water unless it's real busy. So it's probably just sealed tight extra supplies and stuff. Barrels of equipment, stuff you'd put in the bottom of a ship.
Or
He's already walking in.
where the dungeon is.
Yep, so Inn of the Smiling Spirit. You
Merrick
walk
walks in, looks right for the proprietor.
Yep, the proprietor of this inn is a half-orc. They are cleaning a glass as you enter.
Aye, good day to you, sir.
Ah, good day.
I'm looking for lodging for my friends and compatriots.
Of course. Well, we've got rooms with bunks, and we've got rooms with double beds. Or, well, double-sized bed. We've got, let's see, he goes, we have 2 rooms with 2 bunks available. We've also got 1 private bedroom available.
Does it have a look? Does it have a view of the sea?
Ah, yes, indeed it does.
I'll take that room.
All right, that'll be 2 silver.
All right, here's a gold.
No, that'll cover you.
Keep it-
That'll
that would
cover all the
cover for a
rooms
few
for 2 nights. Or 3 nights, yeah. Just some silver. I can math.
So, yeah. As Magnus walks, is there anybody else there, patronage-wise?
You see that there is a young lady sweeping the floor. Looks like there's a bit of a common room. There's a nice big fireplace, a big hearth. It's got some fish roasting in it currently, like nice slow roasted fish. Like it's very slowly turning. It's pretty much just hot coals in the bottom. And it's a big fish. So that'll feed a whole crowd in and of itself. And there appears to be 2 gentlemen in the corner playing cards as well.
Okay, so it's not very active right now.
No, not very active right now.
Okay. I was just wondering.
It's about lunchtime, so.
Well, I think I'll go check out this fish.
All
Looks
right.
pretty good.
It is a big one. It is. It's about. I don't know a whole lot about fish, but it's a big fish. It's like
Big.
I've seen a lot of fish. I just don't know what they're all called. I lived on the coast for 20 years, but.
Well, there's a lot of them.
There's a lot of them. This fish is like 4 feet long. It takes up like the whole length of the fireplace and like that, and nice and thick. It smells delicious. They're using butter, like it's basically been like a butter glaze that you can smell. Some delicious lemon has been used as well. They've stuffed parts of like slits in the fish with lemon and herbs to get a nice roasted aroma kind of going through, so it doesn't smell just fishy. It smells nice and herbal in here.
I'm just gonna get up behind the cook and you missed that spot over there and right there and right there.
Okay. Tabby Solly, and she tries to go fix it.
No.
Merrick will walk back for the half hour. He's like, I got us rooms, but there's not a lot to really speak of. There's one good room with a double bed, and then there's 2 bunk rooms.
They all have the ocean view, though.
I have the big room. because I want the ocean, the real good ocean view. But I'm only going to be sleeping in my hammock anyway, so your lordship, you can have the bed if you wish. That gives Ambara a room to share with someone if you wish. And then Ronnie, well, do what you will.
The
Or
bed
you
is
guys
what
can
type-
choose to stay somewhere else.
The bed is what type of feathers?
They're not Deva. It's not a Deva feather bed.
I'm sorry, sir. You take what you can, but it's got a good view.
I thought we were going to civilization.
What passes for it here, sir? I'm sorry. Mayhaps you buy another one of to your liking and bring it here.
Ugh. Or maybe I should.
All right.
Ronald just asked for the cheapest room that they got.
Oh, you can bunk up with me, Ronnie boy. And Elam kind of
Oh,
does the knuckles in your helmet. He goes, in fact, I'm gonna eat myself a big slab of country fried chicken and go take a nap, I think. And he does just that. He orders a big slab of country fried chicken and goes to sleep for 14 hours. As I was like, what do you want Elam to do tonight? Only gone. He's like, eat a slab of country fried chicken and sleep for 14 hours. Like, I can do that. So
that's a good way to do it.
Success.
he does let you pick between top or bottom bunk, though, Ron.
Ron will be like, top bunk, please.
All right, so he goes to snore away in the room all day, as he's just plumb tuckered out after all of that blood rain and zombie killing and just all that walking y'all did. So that leaves the four of you down in the common room of the inn.
Okay, what time of day is it?
It's about noon, about lunchtime.
Ron will grab some light lunch or whatever she's cooking and go sit down at the table and shovel it in his mouth.
The fish is for dinner, but they do have some country fried chicken that they can cook up for you.
He's getting some country fried chicken, which is probably something new to him. He's probably never had it, so he's probably like, it's crunchy. Like crunch, crunch, crunch. You can like hear it across the table.
Yes, but it's very tasty. A little greasy, but very
Does he
tasty.
get sweet tea and mashed potatoes with it?
Obviously.
Sweet. All right.
What do you take me for?
A little bit of cornbread. All right.
Yeah,
Cool.
well, sweet cornbread, of course.
Yeah.
All right. So, Ron eats some lunch. There's plenty of everyone wants lunch. It's definitely breakfast and dinner are included, but since y'all weren't here for breakfast today, they're throwing in lunch.
That's good.
So,
Merrick will ask for a to-go cup of rum.
yeah.
To go.
He basically just pulls out, instead of like one of the tin cups, he just pulls out like a little wooden cup.
Aye,
out
thank
to
you.
you.
I'm gonna go welcome the ducks. Aye, anyone want to come? I'm just gonna go looking to see what's available, what ships they have, what the quality of sailors they have.
Magnus.
It's like,
kind
no way.
Sure, I'll go with you.
Ron's just eating.
Magnus just kind of looks over at Elam and says, I have to go somewhere first.
Yeah, you notice that the girl who's taking care of the fish and sweeping the end, she's admiring all of his buckles. So many buckles. Like you heard like a couple people to a young couple whispering to each other like, oh, I didn't even know you could have so many buckles on a jacket. Like they're like in awe.
I'm gonna just be a buckle.
So Magnus goes off to find a tailor or a buckle store. And Merrick and Embara are gonna walk around, and Ron is gonna eat some delicious country fried chicken. All right, so we'll go with Merrick and Embara first. You guys are walking along the docks. There are many, many small fishing vessels here. You can tell because they don't have the mast, but they've got the rows, or they've got a very short mast that pretty much you can, detach and attach, and lots of fishing nets. You can definitely tell that probably the main supply of this town is fishing, and things that come along with that. You see that there are some people doing some, you know, oyster diving. They're coming up with clams and oysters, you know, just buckets of them, dumping them into wagons, taking them off to different stores and restaurants down in the town. There is one larger ship in port currently. It appears to have some storm damage on it, probably from that big old storm that just passed through. And it appears to be undergoing repairs currently.
How many masts?
2.
Okay.
Well, see anything you like?
Aye, there's not a lot to choose from here, but that one over there. It's a smaller ship, but it seems like it's capable of going island to island or island to land.
Sure. And I do believe that the shoreman said if we waited a day or two, another ship might come in as well.
Maybe. Oh, that one seems to be taking a bit of damage from the storm we endured. They'll probably be here for a while as well.
We could speak with them and perhaps come to an arrangement, and then if someone else comes along.
Aye, that might be our best choice there. Let's go see who's on the deck.
Okie dokie. You
So we'll
notice that the
that
name of
direction.
this ship is called Galebait. Galebait.
I hate it.
Just run now.
Oh,
I've got a
Lord.
good feeling about this one.
Oh, do you?
Galebait doesn't sound like fun.
No. No, it really doesn't.
Be fine.
I like it. Becky likes it. And Bar does not.
Stand on the dock, the wharf next to it, and try and hail someone from the ship.
All right. Yeah, you see a young, like, he looks like the cabin boy as he's kind of running around. He's just, like, you see he like puts down a bucket of nails next to somebody and runs over and he catches you and he goes, "Ahoy there!"
Aye, hey, ahoy, the Galebait there. Is there a captain or first mate around that I can speak with?
"Aye, I can fetch Captain Bayleaf if you'd like."
Please, please.
"Right on." And he kind of ducks along. You wait a few minutes, and you see that a middle-aged man kind of comes to deck, and he says, "Ahoy there!"
Aye, good afternoon, sir. Might I ask your disposition of your ship?
Fortunately took a bit of damage in the storm that just passed by. Well, decent bit of damage. We were just pulling into port when the storm hit. See,
Aye, we weathered it inland. It wasn't much better there.
hit some of the bit of the shoals on the way in, but fortunately we were able to bail out until we were able to pull into port, and then points to the mast. You can see that the sail's taking a bit of damage. We're probably going to be here for a few days, but she'll get fixed up, and he kind of pats the rail.
Aye, they always do. They always do. Well, myself and my companions here, well, only one came with me today, my friend, well, we're looking for passage off this island. We've had a bit more fun in here than we wish. The local customs aren't exactly our liking. Would you be willing to book passage, possibly, for us?
I'm sure that could be arranged. We're only going to Port Lucine, though.
Aye, that sounds like the popular place from here.
No, it's one of the few places you can navigate from here reliably.
That's what I hear.
Semi-reliably.
I'm sorry, Amber.
Sorry, could you tell us a bit about Port Lucine?
Oh, it's quite a large town. Several times the size of this one. Big port. Ships constantly coming and going. It's a bit of a harbour. The harbour, there's 2 points on it. Port Lucine's on one, and there's another city across the way. A lot of times there's ferry boats that take you to and from those, though, because it's too shallow to take one of my ships through there.
Is it swamp like this one?
Nah. Bit of a forest you can see off in the distance.
Oh, I would not mind a forest.
Personally, I don't get off on the land much, but that's what you can see from port.
You sound like him. Points to Merrick.
I wouldn't be on land if I didn't have to be.
Yeah.
Can you tell us what the main production of Lucine is? What do they sell there? Why is it such a big port?
Oh, it's one of the few easily navigable merchant ports. Pretty much everything goes in and out of Port Lucine.
Ah, it's a mini Waterdeep then.
Sounds like. Magnus might like that.
I was going to say the same thing, yeah. Our fearless leader. How much would it cost to book passage on your ship?
For 5.
For 5? Well, would you be alright bunking up with crew, or would you need your own cabins?
And a horse.
I will need to speak on that one.
Gonna get rid of my horse.
Easy come, easy go.
It's my horse.
It's mine first.
Well, you gave it to me. Just like
the
Rhino
papers.
was given to me, and I didn't get to keep Rhino, so I'm keeping the damn horse.
All right. We don't discuss it here, but I have points to make on that, if you don't mind.
Anyway, at
So
least
5 and a horse.
Alright, well, the horse, we don't really have much space below decks with our cargo, but I'm sure we could have him up on top deck. Oh, we've also got a bit of a cat. 'Cause there were some rats on the ship earlier, so so long as none of you are allergic, that'll be fine.
Mouses are quite good to have on ships.
They're good ratters.
Yeah.
Good mousers. But let's see. It's about a 2-week journey to Port Lucine from here. See, of course we need food. You gotta see it, like, you can tell Merrick, like he hasn't done like travelers in a while. You can tell he's definitely a merchant goods kind of ship guy. So he's kind of thinking like, so he's gonna cost this much to feed him, this much space. Like he's doing like, see the calculations, like some like GIF just flying by. He goes, how about 2 gold a head, 5 for the horse for the journey?
Alright. Perhaps, Merrick, we should discuss it with our party first and then come back in a day.
I might be able to work for my my passage as well. I'm a bit of an old sea dog myself.
Certainly. More than welcome to discuss it. We'll be in Port for a few days anyways.
Alright.
We'll be at the Smiling Spirit.
Ah,
If you're looking to grab a rum with a friend.
alright then. Pleasant day to you. And you kind of see, he goes over, he goes, oh, what are you doing with that bucket of tar? That doesn't go over there, that goes over there. And just kind of immediately back into captain mode, directing people around to do ship repairs. No, this
That's
one
not
goes
too
here,
bad of a
that one
cost.
goes there.
You're looking for 15 gold to make it 2 weeks
Yeah,
on a
it's
fine
not-
ship.
Not bad at all.
I mean, it took a beating in the storm, and look, it still made it to shore. That's as good a selling point as I need.
Still wasn't a soul cracking storm though.
You keep mentioning that, and you're going to ask me to come and visit.
because it's a goddamn soul cracking.
I know. I'm just saying, if you keep saying it, you're going to make it happen, all right? It never happened.
Doesn't work that way.
I know, but
Yeah.
you can keep trying.
Anyway, where to next? I really don't feel like going back to the inn right now.
I'm at your beck and call. Where would you like to go?
I would like to find a library. I would like to find a leather worker. And there was another one that Becky can't remember, so we'll get back to that one.
Okay, sure thing. So as you guys kind of head off to do some errands around town, we're gonna check in on Magnus. You're looking for a tailor.
Yeah, but before I leave the inn,
Yes.
I like take the blanket off the bed and cover myself with it.
Because you can't be seen, obviously.
Yes, I cannot be seen.
No.
Looking this horrible.
So buckle this.
Yeah, so I want to head over to the tailor shop.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah, you find, you look at one, you're like, peasants. And then you find one that's meant for, it's a bit of a fancier tailor's shop. You walk in, and the tailor, she's a seamstress actually, and she's behind her sewing machine, but she knows she has a very fine jacket on over like a puffy white shirt. The jacket has little like buckles instead of like the button. She's got little buckles there, adjustable, and she's got 3 buckles closing the front of the jacket. She's got buckles on her shoes and a buckle on her bonnet as well. And she will say, hello, how may I assist you?
He looks around and says, I've been looking for something new.
Of course, you've came to the right place. Brigette's buttons and buckles has everything your seamstress needs.
And funny, because you had my idea. Okay, so yeah.
Just settled like a
But-
shop store day.
See, Magnus realizes, okay,
Mm-hmm. Yes.
that buckles are last season.
Obviously.
And you see, Magnus doesn't follow trends.
No. He makes
So,
Okay.
Magnus approaches the seamstress and says, I need something different. And he's going to.
What do you have in mind? I have buttons, I have buckles, I even have some different types of garment closures, hooks and eyes, etc.
He like pulls out his papers.
Okay, yes.
Like what he's been working on. Like, well, I have these. And
Oh, very interesting.
showing off his blueprint
His patterns.
patterns. That's the one. Patterns.
I got you on sewing terminology. Got your back.
But yeah, starts showing those off, and basically, he wants to make basically just like a tunic that is covered in buttons.
Just buttons? A button tunic?
It's just buttons.
What kind of buttons?
Oh, just all sorts of buttons.
Okay, so I wasn't sure if they were
Every
like
type of-
in patterns or different like materials, but just all different colors, shapes, sizes, materials.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
The coat of many buttons.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So she's like, of course, I can begin work on this immediately. I can have it. How soon will you need it by?
I hate to walk out of this store without it.
Oh, but then I would get to work immediately then. She goes, of course, let's see. We're gonna look at how much clothing costs. And try not to whack the cat as I do so. Okay. Of course, here we go, barding.
Fine
Buttons.
clothing. Like $5 or something.
I think so. See? Oh, well, fine clothes are 15 gold, but since you're just adding buttons onto, something pretty regular. Costume clothes! I think this would be considered costume clothes. That'd be 5 gold.
No. These are the finest threads, I'm sure.
Uh-huh.
All right, I'm happy to pay the 5 gold, sure.
Okay. Sure. Alright, now the question is, do you have 5 gold on you?
I
Okay.
have 19.
Okay, you have 19. Perfect. So, you pay her 5 gold, and, she pulls out one of the already done coats. She'll just have to tailor it to your dimensions. And then she pulls out another lady from the back, looks at her daughter. And are you gonna jump? Go away. Okay. And they start just speed sewing buttons all over this coat.
The entire time I'm critiquing their work.
Yes, of course. I'm sure the apprentice seamstress learns much from your knowledge and guidance.
Watch that scene there.
Of course, and with it, and it takes buttons don't take that long to sew on, but the amount of buttons that are going onto this coat, it's gonna take a little bit. It takes about an hour.
Okay.
They're pretty fast, and before you know it, you have a coat of many buttons.
Yes. I will just discard the blanket.
Uh-huh.
throw it off me and
Yes.
put on the tunic and just feel brilliant.
Ah, radiant even.
And then I will say thank you, seamstress. I will recommend this place.
Oh, thank you for your patronage. Pleasure anytime.
And he will walk out and just let the citizenship gaze upon him.
Give me a persuasion or performance check as you just your sheer charisma and your coat of many buttons.
All right.
Just to see how well it oozes into the populace's thoughts. It oozes pretty well. People they don't know what to think. They're just in shock and awe.
I don't see any buckles.
They don't see a single buckle, and they don't know how to feel, but at the same time, it's so bold. You're definitely starting something here. As you stroll around the streets of Porte Elure. So, as that was going on, not Magnus, I know your character's name's Ron! Ronaldo Wesley! Yes. You are finished eating inside of the inn.
He's sitting there like a happy cartoon character with a really fat belly and like table scraps and the empty plate, just like, ah. He's gonna sit up though on the table feeling refreshed and kind of look around and seeing that everybody's still kind of gone and not back yet. Guess I'm gonna go to the library. And he's gonna get up and head for that bookstore slash library
as
slash
you get
whatever.
up, you swear you see movement out of the corner of your eye. You look and there's nothing there.
Okay. And Ron's gonna remember his dream a little bit, and he'll kind of look over his shoulder on the way out one more time, looking back where he thought he saw the movement. Seeing nothing, he'll keep going.
Yeah. If you're purposely trying to look, give me a perception check.
Yeah, he's purposely trying to look. So 11.
You don't see anything. You kind of have that feeling that maybe someone was watching you. Maybe it was these two guys playing cards in the corner. You're not really sure, but
He has a brief flashback to his dream. What little he remembers of it.
yeah. So you're gonna go off to find a library. You ask around a little bit, and they tell you that the chapel in town has the largest collection of books to go to.
To the chapel he goes. He'll
Right.
make his way there.
What kind of books is Ron looking for?
Anything that he hasn't read before. Fancy stuff about the local area, lore and knowledge, histories of the town, histories of the people.
All right. Yeah,
maybe
so
look
kind of like
up
a
monsters and
history
creatures.
of Suranya. Yeah?
Sure, yeah, history of Suranya.
All right, sure thing. So you looking up history of Suranya, and it's gonna take you a little bit to read through this book. You find a very old, kind of dusty, crusty tome in the corner. That seems to be not very well read, but it's labeled History of Suranya. So,
He'll grab that and crack it open.
all right,
Find a nice quiet corner to read.
all right. So
With
you.
a full belly.
Yeah, like this chapel is definitely bigger than the last one you were at. So you're doing some reading along. And as you're reading along, you find that there's some stories about how like the lady of the swamp is the one who guided this realm for a long time, even before it became, as it says, lost to the mists, which is interesting. This is a very old book. And it mentions something about how there was a third town on this island at one point, who was ruled by a Lord Anton Mizroy, and not much is said about what happened to him, but apparently the entire town became overrun by zombies of all sorts and was consumed by the swamp, and no one has seen or heard from that town since. And that is when the Lord of Death became known in Suranya.
Ron's sitting there thinking to himself, we were just in a town with swamps and zombies. Was that it?
No, it makes mention. It doesn't give the name of this town. It does mention that he had it was generally referred to as Maison de Sablet. So
Maison de Sablet.
Mm-hmm. So it's not the other two. The other two are mentioned as well, but
Okay. Interesting. He'll
and you find that the old terminology of the Lady of the Swamp was once the Maiden of the Swamp, but at some point it changed to Lady.
Okay. He'll make some notes of that just for curiosity's sake, saying that's interesting. He's gonna flip through and see if there's any other juicy bits or other cool stories in it.
Yeah, so you're reading along. That one takes you a while. By that point, I think, depending on what order Ambara and Merrick did their errands, I think they would walk in. Did you want to buy some leather or studded leather, Ambara?
Yes, so Ambara is specifically looking for a leather worker who can give her a crash course on using magic while wearing leather armor.
Okay. So you can find someone. There's a lot of leather workers here. You know that arcane magic is illegal here.
Right.
But
I do have.
Yes, divine spells. Your spells are considered divine.
Yeah.
So it takes you a while to find someone, and then you find someone who's doesn't personally use magic, but they had a brother who was once a shaman who, because due to him being a leather crafter, he used magic and cast it wearing that. And so he'll tell you some of the stories about how he built up to that, some physical training and stuff, and
Cool.
you're able to
and then,
purchase.
I have enough gold that I would like to see if I could get studded leather armor.
Sure,
That's
it'll
okay.
be 45 gold pieces.
Okay, perfect. So that's my feet, so I've got that.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't just randomly, hey, look, I suddenly know how to use magic and
Yeah,
armor.
yeah. Like he sits down, pours you a cup of lemonade, tells you about his brother and how they occasionally would fend off undead from the swamps that would enter into the town or try to kind of make their way in.
Nice.
Apparently, they'd actually go into the swamp one day
Wow.
to fight off some practitioner of weird necromancy who was causing a bunch of trouble when the Lord of Death wasn't doing anything about it, and put a stop to it before it could take over the town.
Interesting. But yeah, so I'll listen to his stories, and then the library, and then the third one that I wanted to do was I wanted to find an apothecary.
Mm-hmm. There's an apothecary on the way to the chapel, which has the library.
Okay. Then I will stop in. Does she ask Merrick to stay outside? No.
He's been staying outside most of the time, especially when you spend like that entire lesson time learning about magic. He's like, magic again. Fine, I'll be outside drinking the rest of my rum.
Yeah. This one, she probably would let him decide, because I think at this point she trusts him enough. So, yeah. It's up to him whether he wants to come in with her or not.
Is it all magic-y stuff again?
To an extent. As I told you before, I was not in a good place with some very bad people. And they left me with some pretty gnarly scars, and a few of them have been, I want to say cursed, but it's not quite that. They just they're taking a very long time to heal, so I just need some salves and such for that.
All right, yeah, that's how you. This is a conversation I actually paid attention to. Okay, sure, I'll go inside.
All right.
You noticed that while you were waiting outside the leatherworker's shop, there was a couple young ladies admiring your belt buckles.
My belt buckles?
No, well,
I was like,
you
I have
both
a
do have
cool
belt
belt
buckles.
buckle.
but you weren't outside the shop waiting, so.
Okay.
Merrick is oblivious.
Yeah. So you walk outside Ambar and you see a couple ladies admiring Merrick's belt buckles, and you're like, let's go to the apothecary. So you guys go to the apothecary, and it is a young halfling woman.
Oh, okay. Good afternoon.
Oh, good afternoon. How can I help you?
I'm looking for a very specific type of salve.
All right.
I don't know the exact ingredients. All I know is that it's like a greenish reddish color. It's quite strange.
Oh, okay.
And
what's the effect of this salve?
So it's better if I just show you.
Okay.
And she takes, so like her shirt is buttoned.
Mm-hmm.
So she unbuttons the first couple halves of it, and then she like exposes like this
Merrick
part of.
turns. Like first button, he's like.
Let me
She
show you.
she doesn't show anything.
I'm kidding.
He doesn't know, but he
Yeah.
just boom turns.
Yeah. She shows like, so from here like up over her shoulder and down her back all the way down to her this is my right side. So her left hip,
Uh-huh.
she has like this wound that looks like it's fresh, but it's been that way for years now.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like super slowly healing. And she shows that to the halfling lady.
Oh dear. That's it's quite the doozy you've got there. So you need a salve for that. She kind of puts her hand.
Yeah.
I don't have a salve that's the color you're talking about. I do have a very thick green one that might cure what's ailing you. And she kind of pulls out a step stool, unfolds it again. It's a foldable step stool. And she climbs up, reaches something off the top shelf, and you see it's a very small vial. It's with a very thick green, almost syrupy liquid inside of it.
Mm-hmm.
She goes, so you take a damp rag and you apply it to it so it kind of dilutes it a bit. Make sure it's very damp. Well, not quite dripping, but close. And then just about that much of this, a glob of it, will dilute into the cloth, and you apply that, and that should help.
All right. And I have had this wound for several years. Is that something that
Really?
would? Yeah, it's
Well, this is the best I've got. So
all right. Do you have a recipe for it? So if I run out, I can find. And I'm not here specifically in port, but I can find it for myself.
just passing through. Well, a lot of the herbs I find are pretty local to the swamp, but I would be, of course, more than willing to give me a persuasion check. Let's just see how willing she is to part with her finest recipe.
All right. Let's see. Now, I am proficient in this, so fingers crossed. 18.
She goes. She kind of looks at the wound again. And goes, yeah, I'd throw it in with the cost of the medicine.
Of course, I appreciate that.
She's like,
greatly.
that looks bad. If it's been like that for that long, she needs the help,
Yeah.
maybe. So she'll kind of pull out a little card, business card. She just writes on the back the herbs and stuff she uses and how she makes it, how to distill it.
Okay.
It requires a very long cook time, which you're not used to. But she sells it. She'll sell it to you for 4 gold.
Okay, I will give her 5.
Okay.
It's like, if you're
Thank you very
done
much.
bearing yourself there for a moment, I have these 2 potions. I've never quite figured out what they were. Can you just take a look at them and tell me what they might be?
Certainly, I can do my best. And she pulls out some little glasses. Boop, puts them on.
I'd put out red potion and a
Okay.
vial of red liquid.
Vial of red liquid. I believe they're both healing potions.
That's what I thought, but I wanted to just double
Yep.
check.
She goes, oh, these will both cure what ails you. They're healing potions.
Oh, that's awfully nice. That's good. Excellent.
Slightly different
I-
recipes, but that one will taste better. She points to the one in the vial.
Ooh. He slides that to a different pocket.
Uh-huh.
Thank you. That's a good thought. I'll give this one to Magnus.
Right, well, thank you very much. I appreciate your help. And, yeah. To the library, then?
Well, I think I might have one extra stop though, if you don't mind.
Sure.
if I can find it. On our way over here, did we notice any shops of cartography or map shops? I mean, being a port
You did
town.
see a small cartography shop on the docks.
Oh, on the docks.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's a while back. That's the opposite direction. I'll go there later.
You figure the only people picking up maps are probably those passing through.
I'll have to go on another time. I wanted to update my my maps and whatnot for the area if we ever procure our own ship.
So perhaps we can stop that way on the way back.
Sure, if you wish. Or I can go it alone if you're not interested in that sort of thing.
All right. So, you guys pop into the chapel and see Ron, nose deep in a dusty old book.
I'm not surprised. I kind of like go up to the desk that he's at or wherever he is and just kind of do like a little Ronald.
Oh, hi, Amara.
Find something
Hi,
good.
guys.
Hi, Ronnie.
Well, we found something here about the history of Suranya. And there's
I'm
this.
already falling asleep.
He'll just kind of ignore him and be like, it mentions this lady maiden of the swamp story and a few other cool bits, but that's about it. There was a town that was overrun by zombies, kind of disappeared.
I mean, we were just in a town that was run over by zombies.
I thought-
Didn't disappear though.
I thought the same too.
Hmm.
Looks like this one was Maison des Sablés.
Sure.
It says in the book when he like points it to her, he's like, I don't know how to pronounce it.
Is there like a librarian here?
You haven't noticed a librarian, but there is, you did see a shaman inside.
Okay. I will go up to the shaman then. Excuse me.
Oh, yes.
I see that you offer books to read.
Of
Do you
course.
accept
Knowledge should be
books?
shared with everyone.
Agreed. Do you accept books?
Of course.
I have this copy of the history of Markovia. Thank you. I don't have my notes open. Would you like it?
Of course. We have not heard of I haven't heard Markovia in some time. Used to be a part of the, the core, as some people call it.
I believe hold on. Let me get my notes open, because I actually have notes on this.
You look back over your shoulder. Barrick's actually holding two books up. The same was like, hey, that was what I was going to do. I've been carrying these forever. Damn it.
Got to it first. Shit. I don't have it apparently.
It's all good. He's definitely intrigued. He looks like he's gonna start reading it as soon as you hand it over.
Yeah, I'll tell him like a brief overview. I could have swore I had written down like that it was part of Barovia, but
Yeah, Dr. Frantisek Martikov was from Barovia, and he went north, and then suddenly it was an island. It was crazy, and he's like, "So that's what happened to it. I had no idea." Wow.
Yeah, there was the Grand Conjunction and the translation of Markovia into the Sea of Sorrows.
Yes, we are in the Sea of Sorrows. I will have to make some pamphlets and hand it out to some of the ships that pass through in case they happen to shipwreck. They will at least know what is going on.
If they come across a Kanga, yeah, just be careful. Yeah.
Tell him we're sorry.
Yeah.
Tell them we're sorry.
Yeah.
I can do that. All right. He kind of sits down with the book. He was like dusting off something, but he kind of just takes the book now and starts flipping through it.
Reading it, yeah. All right, that's all I wanted to do.
Okay.
Merrick, perhaps you could leave some of those copies as well, so they have extras.
I was thinking the same thing. As he's already like placed one on a random shelf.
Yeah.
I have no need of these sorts of things. There's no pictures.
The books are so great. You can learn so much.
That's why I have you here, Ronnie.
The realization dawns on him. I'm just a bookworm here to study for.
That's all the head. No, your
Well-
role, son.
I have nothing else to do if you want to head to that cartography shop or back to the inn.
All right, that sounds good. Ronnie, you fine here? You going to read some more?
I'm good. We'll read some more.
All right. We're going to a cartography shop. Lots of maps and fun things like that.
Look up for the and he's gonna find a scratched piece of paper and write down the name of the town and the one that disappeared and hand it to him. Be like, look for that.
Sure.
All right.
If they have a map of the area. Just saying.
Okay.
All right. So,
Baby,
Merrick
you'll know.
and Mbara head back to the cartography shop, and they hear like some hubbub up ahead, and they see Magnus strutting through the streets in a bebuttoned coat.
Oh, by the goddess.
Are those buttons?
Magnus, what are you wearing?
The latest fashion, I assure you.
I thought buckles were the latest fashion.
So last season.
Oh, are they now? So is this something you're going to show off at the fashion show?
If we ever get there.
I'm
will get
sure
there.
we will, Magnus.
I already have so many things to show them.
Perhaps this is going to be like your special fall line or something? I don't know. I don't know anything about fashion. Look at what I'm wearing.
Look at what I'm wearing.
Well, it's not that difficult to tell.
Merrick looks to make sure she's not like drawing a dagger or something. He's like, Magnus, sir, your lordship, it's fine. You look dashing and all.
Thank you.
Are you heading back to the inn?
Oh, I was going nowhere in particular, just trying to get around the populace.
Well, think how much better you look standing next to the two of us.
You're right. We should go to the tailor's.
No, sir. I have a new coat. It's the only one I need. We're going to a cartographer.
Weren't you just at the tailor? Isn't that where you got the button shirt?
Yes. Think of how I would look standing next to you. We should go to the tailor's.
In other words, he's got to fix your clothes.
No, I got it.
Yes, I was speaking on like we're so fashion backwards that you seem that much farther forward. If we're all wearing the same thing, you no longer stand out, sir.
You're correct. Yes. And I pick up a little mud and like toss it on his clothes. Yeah, perfect.
like this paint splatter art painting. You just like.
I just got this clean, sir.
Oh no, it's much better now. Now let's walk together.
So my assumption is that like Magnus is walking ahead of us, and then like Ibarra and Merrick are like a step or two behind.
Mm-hmm.
I just kind of reach over and I prestidigitate the mud away because that's a new spell I have.
Oh, someone can finally clean clothes now in this group.
Finally, yes.
I thought that was hilarious. Y'all were like
Yeah,
trudging
it
through a
never
swamp
happened
and no one had prestidigitation.
Thank you, Ibarra.
All right. So you guys go to the cartography shop. Ron, what's your passive perception?
I will tell you in just a moment here. Passive perception. Is that going to be on the core page? Yes.
Yeah.
It is 11.
All right. You get to the end of this book, and you look around and you swear you see movement out of the corner of your eye again.
Ron's like looking around. Is he the only one in there, or is the
The other shaman's in there. He's reading that book, The History of Markovia, which you've already read like 3 times.
All right, he'll kind of clear his throat and rub his eyes a little bit and go back to reading.
Okay. you feel like the hairs in the back of your neck kind of stand up a little, like you're being watched. But every time you look up, the shaman's just reading his book.
He's gonna do like a really loud throat clearing to try and get the shaman's attention. Like,
It takes him a second, and he looks up.
no, hi,
Hello, you enjoying your book?
oh, it's great. Is there anybody else in here, like a cleaning lady or a pet cat or
No, we do not have any pets here currently. We
Okay.
There's a bird that comes back and forth between Moraes to Tarascan and here, but it is currently on its way back to the other town.
Okay.
Is everything all right?
Yeah. Just thinking I saw something, but I guess not. He'll go back to his reading.
Okay, make sure you keep a distance between the book. You'll need glasses.
Oh, He'll scooch a little bit.
Goes back to his reading. But yeah, you just can't shake the feeling that someone's watching you or staring at you.
Okay, after a few minutes of trying to read, he's gonna get kind of uncomfortable with it then, and he'll probably like bookmark the book with a sheet of paper or something like that at the top, scrap piece, something,
Mm-hmm.
and he'll shut it, kind of look for the thing that's going on, and go up to the guy and ask him if he could borrow the book for the evening and bring it back.
Give me a persuasion check.
Ooh.
You seem like a young, youthful, nerdy
Please,
boy.
Mr. I'm a little scholar. An 8. Oh, Lord.
An 8. So he kind of gives you the look. Alright, but you have to return it tomorrow morning. No dog ears.
Okay. Well, I'll be right here at dawn.
Alright, no dog ears.
No dog ears.
No
Yes.
dog ear in the pages.
Okay,
Yes, alright. And he lets you bring it. He lets you take it for the night.
he'll secure it nice and good under his arm, and he's gonna kind of look in the areas where he thought he saw movement on his way out, just kind of giving a closer look, and seeing nothing, he'll keep going.
You don't see anything.
Okay. Well, then he is gonna leave that uncomfortable, awkward as heck place and go out into the public.
Okay.
If something's not right.
Alright. So you walk out to the street, there's people doing their business, walking around, and you still think, like, every time you think you catch something out of the corner of your eye, you look and it's just one
Is it
carrying a
in
basket
different
fish.
places that he's sensing this, or is it all emanating from one spot?
No,
Like,
different
oh, it's-
places. Not at the same time, though. More like it's moving around.
Yeah, I think he'd start getting a little nervous at this point, and then he'd try to stay with crowded areas. Maybe look for like somebody friendly and nice looking, and probably stop him and be like, "Hi,
Hello.
yeah, hi, which way to the inn? he-
Which inn are you staying at?
The one by the water?
Well, the docks are that way.
Okay, and he's gonna start walking that way, staying in the main streets, headed back towards the end. But he's gonna be kind of still looking around and starting to get maybe a little bit faster walking a step, maybe a little sweaty hands.
Okay.
You know, as he keeps seeing little blips of things.
Yeah, the sun is starting to set as well. It's getting... You've spent pretty much all afternoon reading. So as you make your way to the inn, we're going to pop in on those of you who are at the cartography shop. You walk in, diddly-diddly-diddly. Of the bell, and you see an old man, very old man, with glasses on the edge of his nose, with like all the little thing, like the flip-down lenses as well, behind a little desk. Yes, how can I help you?
Aye, thank you, sir. I'm looking to update my maps. I'm not familiar with this area, and I was wondering, do you have some sea lane maps? Yeah, some anything about the area at all? Anything I can update with?
Well, don't exactly have sea lanes, but I can get you the latest star charts we have found. Have been delivered.
Aye, that will help a bit, but I'm not so sure that that's what I'll be using.
What is a sea lane?
Aye, well, local paths for ships between islands and along coasts with depths and currents and...
I have the local map, and you kind of see he pulls out like a couple star charts. He goes, this one is for the area, this one is our most popular one for Port Lucine. And he goes, and he pulls out a third map, which is of it says it's labeled Surania, and he goes, and this is of course the coast of Surania, the swamp, and obviously the swamp is kind of glazed over. Of course, I can't map the swamp; it's just always changing. But this is the coastline, and he kind of points at it. It has the depth of water and stuff all for the local area, but then it kind of just fades out. You can't map beyond that, as it is the mist.
I've noticed that. Is that a local phenomenon?
It is, many places have it.
Yes, I'm seeing that. All right.
But so the stars are usually more accurate than the waters, but it is good to make sure you don't run aground anywhere. You kind of...
Stars won't tell you how deep the depth of the lanes will be, but I guess it'll get you where you're going.
Here's the local one. I have one for Port Lucine as well. I'm just copying a fresh one down. Kind of pulls one out.
Excellent. That'll work, I think. How much for your maps?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't think I've had to sell maps before to you guys. You guys just go, whatever. We'll get places when we get there.
Wing it.
We'll wing it. Or this place is too small to need a map, or it's the Underdark. We can't use a map. So, let's see here. I would think there's a map. Ooh.
Let's see.
Is there not? Am I insane?
Okay.
Oh my gosh, there's not a basic map price. Oh, I guess I get to make it up. Alright, let's see.
The cost
Map and
of
scroll
paper-
cases, but
Ooh, scroll cases.
The cost of paper plus the cost of the work.
Yeah. Alright. I guess we're gonna go with, since I don't see scroll cases, because I'm just flipping through. How much is a scroll case? We'll go with that. That's a pretty good.
1 gold.
1 gold. All right. It'll be a gold for each of the for the water maps, but it'll be 15 silver, so 1.5 gold for each of the star charts.
Okay, so what's the total?
The total will be let's see, I can math. 2 or 5 gold.
You're gonna throw in a case for those, aren't you?
Of course. And he kind of pulls in a case that'll fit all of them in there.
Okay. I'll
With
hand
room
over
to spare.
5 gold.
All right. Yep. There you go. You're guessing that the star charts are deemed more useful and valuable as they were higher cost.
Okay.
So, something you find interesting and you haven't really heard about in practice, but seems to be a thing here.
Yeah, I'll look at them. All right. I thank you, sir. That's all I needed. I do appreciate your time. Magnus and Bara, we can go if you wish.
Random question.
All right. Random answer.
Is my horse a boy or a girl?
What do you want it to be?
A girl.
Okay. So it's a lady horse then.
Sweet. Alright. Cool. Her name is Sigurd.
Sigrun.
Yeah.
All right. So.
Anyway, that was it. Sorry.
It's
You
all
know
good.
that horse is worth a bit of gold, don't you?
I mean, we don't really need gold right now, do we?
I always need gold. You never know what you need it for.
I've got plenty of gold.
I'm not sure your plenty and my plenty are quite the same amount. And then put it up next to Magnus and we're nowhere near his mound.
Yeah, but Magnus is like a whole different level.
Magnus is like just like looking at a map. Yes. What?
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm just saying, a horse requires upkeep, storage, food.
Yeah.
It's a money pit, not a money maker. But if we get rid of it here, we might make a good penny. But if you want to keep it, I gave it to you. It's your call.
Do they sell animals here?
Yeah.
Is there like a zoologist or something?
I don't know if they have a zoologist.
How about a
but
glue factory?
No.
they don't have a glue factory either.
No.
But they definitely have like a stable master, like one who deals in like animals and stuff, because you know there are farmers in the area.
Yeah.
People.
Like what kind of animals have I seen?
You've seen a few horses, several donkeys, cats, a lot of cats in this area, a couple dogs.
Mm-hmm. Have I seen any like falconers?
No, actually, you haven't.
Damn. She grew up with a falcon.
That's pretty cool.
I suppose we could sell Sigun here.
Oh, damn it, you've already named her.
Yeah.
That makes it harder.
It does.
But I would like to look for a falcon or some kind of bird of prey. I had one growing up.
If you take my suggestion, you might want to wait for Port Lucine. I don't know that the birds of prey in a swamp are the ones you really want. But
No, I don't want a
falcon.
vulture.
If you get a nice forest, there might be a raven, or not a raven, but a hawk or something for you.
Alright, so keep the horse until we've seen.
I decide then.
Yeah. Alright. So I'll keep Sigun for now then.
Okay. Let's see.
All right, your lordship. Are you ready to go?
Yes. Where are we going?
Back to the inn. It should be about supper time now.
It is about dinner time, and you notice as you guys are exiting the cartography shop, because you can see the inn from here, you notice that Ron looks very nervous, and he's kind of clutching a book, and he's going into the inn.
Oh, they see me wandering through the streets.
Yeah, looking for the inn. You're like, looking up a sign. No, that's not it. Going up to the next sign, looking up.
Ronald?
What? He's gonna turn around and hi guys.
You definitely see him jump a bit as you call him in. He's like, oh.
Are
doing
you
great.
alright?
Oh yes. Can we go back to the inn now? I'm a little lost. I feel like I'm being followed by something, but there's nothing there, so I just want to go back to the inn and get some sleep.
Or
Did you guys find that town on the map?
not yet, no. As he says that, can I look around?
Yeah, give me a perception check.
I don't have that good perception. 14.
No, I don't see anything.
Alright. Perhaps getting you some sleep would be a good idea, Ronald.
Okay.
So the inn's right over there.
Oh, I was just a few away from it.
You're quite close. In the general ballpark.
Well, he will follow the group and nervously look over his shoulder the whole time.
All
What
right.
do you think is following you, Ron?
Are the demons back?
No demons. Not that I know of.
I'm just gonna look around.
Here's the question.
Mm-hmm.
Does Ron's blips that he get, were they changing in size, or were they consistently at a certain eye level or height or size?
Changing.
Okay. Then Ron will just tell him, I don't know, some shadowy flash of something. Sometimes it's maybe the size of a cat. Other times, it's like a really tall person.
Out of the corner of your eye.
I guess so. I could just be really tired.
I've been reading too many books.
My parents used to tell me not to read so much. It got me imagination going too strong.
Aye, there you go. Mumsy and Dadsy were probably right.
Yeah.
But just... Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Can we get to the back to the inn now? I don't like being out here.
Oh. Of course we can go back to the inn, but just in case, I would like to perform one small ritual. I promise it won't be that painful.
That painful? What is it?
Oh, just a simple protection ritual.
He's kind of looking to the group like, is this safe? What do I do?
Is this safe?
Protection.
Have any prior knowledge of this?
Protection does sound like a good idea, especially if you feel like you're being stalked.
Okay.
Always use protection.
Always use protection. This has been the PSA for the evening.
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
Right.
What's he gonna do?
Well, when they get back to the inn,
Okay.
Magus is going to head right into the kitchen
Okay.
and find a big, like, pile of salt.
Uh-huh.
And,
You get shoot out. Oh, shoot. But you get a big pile of salt. So there's like a bowl of it, because it's, you know, there's salt and fish back there. So it's a big bowl of it, just handful.
All right. Yes. Then I am. I'll say I'll be right back, and I'll go find some eggs.
Okay. Alright. You have salt, you have some eggs. It's not hard.
And then I'll make a concoction that's like 50% salt, 50% egg.
Okay. It's a real thick egg salt slush. Yep.
Here you go, drink this, man. Sorry.
Just gonna lean in and look at it.
It looks like it's like slightly gelatinous.
It looks awfully gristly.
That'll keep demons away, I promise.
While neither of them are looking at me, I'm just gonna prestidigitate that so it tastes like lemon juice, or not lemon juice, lemonade.
Yeah, lemon juice.
Lemonade, not lemon
okay.
juice.
Alright, so does Ron drink it?
He'll very nervously and slowly drink it. He'll like
Tastes like lemonade, but real thick.
like, wiggling down the cup. Like
Like it's like a sludge. It's like when Jello's been left out for too long,
Okay, not much salt.
but a little gritty.
I wonder how much salt this would be. He's consuming.
Like, I'm wondering if that'll kill him. I'm hoping it won't.
Let's just say all of a sudden he's sitting there and he's like, guys, I'm having trouble breathing. I'm real thirsty.
It's so weird. You're drinking lemonade and it tastes delicious, but it's making you real thirsty.
Why does it feel like really heavy?
Here, Ron, have some water.
He's
No,
gonna
you
like pound the glass down.
I tried to get it away from him. He can't have the water for 3 days.
3 days.
3 days. Oh my god.
I can't wait 3 days. I'm so thirsty.
It's the only way to protect yourself from the demon.
Oh, I think I'll face the demon. I need water right now. Like charging off the barkeep.
Yeah.
I can only help you so much, Ron.
It's already gone. You're just talking to the dust cloud of where he was. He's gonna grab the jar of the jar of pickle juice with the pickled eggs sitting on the counter. He'll chug that.
Oh,
if he has to.
no.
Oh no.
You're so thirsty. The pickle brine's real salty too, so you're just like, why is this making it worse? Worst lemonade sludge ever. Because it was pretty yellow.
So now that we've incapacitated Ron, I wonder what was chasing him.
5, 4.
Yeah, also give me a con save for that, just to see how this does. Like a
A nat 1, a 4.
Ooh.
You are poisoned.
Oh my god.
For the next 11 hours.
Ron's gonna be like leaning on the counter, kind of hugging it a little bit, and
Oh man.
rubbing his head and going, he's like breathing really hard. I don't feel so good.
So that means it's working, Ron.
He's kind of disheveled and disoriented, and stomach's turning, and he's, where's your bathroom? Bathroom.
Yeah, just points to outside. There's an outhouse.
He's gonna, and he's like hugging stuff that's really cold.
Actually,
and
let me make sure there's not a house in here. Nope, kitchen, pantry, innkeeper's room. Nope, yeah, you gotta go outside.
Oh, okay. Well, then he's gonna stumble outside, hugging things and cool chairs and looking
No
for sweet
fires.
relief of some kind. And he's gonna stumble outside to probably go vomit, and then maybe go make friends with the wood god instead of the porcelain god.
Yeah, so you find the outhouse, and oh man, we're so close to time. So Ron's gonna be in the outhouse for a little bit. The three of you are inside. Dinner's being served. It is roasted herbal fish and potatoes. And it is delicious.
I've been waiting for this all day.
I ate everything except the fish.
Yeah. Noticing that, like, you're not getting any fish, they'll give you extra, like, herbal roasted potatoes.
Potatoes.
Potatoes. A little bit of herb roasted potatoes, then.
Yeah.
Thank you, we didn't talk like that. But, it is very delicious. Melts in your mouth, practically, both the potatoes and the fish. And you guys, Ron's out there for a while. Ron, you are not feeling so great. I imagine you've shut and locked the outhouse door behind you.
Yep. See,
Okay.
I'm looking up symptoms of food poisoning.
Okay.
Sorry, Ron.
I need you. Let's see. I need you to make me a deck save.
A deck save.
Yeah.
19.
All right. So, with a 19, you see something move out of the corner of your eye.
In the bathroom?
Coming out,
Outhouse?
coming from out of the hole in the wooden seat of the outhouse, as you're getting ready to puke out.
He's gonna immediately back away and do the.
You're against the door,
Yeah, like.
and you only see it for a second, but you see this gelatinous, ooze-like thing slither up, and
Oh, I know it.
it's got like, well, you can almost see a face inside of it, like made out of the ooze, and it looks an awful lot like Jean Tarascon. As you dodge out of the way, but it's still going to try to. Are you gonna burn down another outhouse? All right.
Have maybe an explosion with those noxious gases.
All right, but it's gonna also attack you. So let's see. Normally we get advantage, but it tried to grapple you first, so it doesn't get the advantage. So it's
Tried
going
to grapple me?
Yeah, it did.
This is like a bathroom gelatinous cube.
Oh, it's more than that.
It's like the fat fatbergs that they talk
and
about
it
in the
lunges
sewers.
at you and misses and
Ooh.
goes through a crack about this wide in the outhouse door behind you.
Am I able to firebolt it?
You firebolt it, and you hear a bit of a as part of it hits, but part of it also, as it is just a shrinking ooze, hits the outhouse wall, and it starts to burn a little bit.
Ron's like starting to breathe a little bit, hyperventilate, like he's gonna like turn and start like jiggling the door handle, trying to get the door open. and
Ron, I would like you to roll me initiative, please.
Oh no.
I told you, no fluids.
Okay, well, he's breathing really fast, breathing really heavy. Initiative 6.
Okay, 6. Well, it gets to go first in this turn, so I have it doing fine already. So you firebolted it, and you're trying to jiggle the door handle open.
No, I forgot to get the lock.
Yeah, and as you're like, oh wait, the lock! 'Cause you don't want anyone walking in on you. It's really dexterous. So it had it gets to go before you. I need you to make me another dex save, Ron.
Does anybody get the feeling this feels like a Goosebumps episode? Or something like that? Dex
Oh, actually, and it's
10.
because it's, striking you.
Oh, there we go.
There we go. That's what I meant. A 10. So, with a 10, you feel it like you saw it go through a crack, but you didn't notice the puddle sliding in under the door and encase you as you're trying to open this door. You are now grappled.
Can I take a reaction to shield? Would that help any?
No, it is not an attack. It is a saving throw. But you are able, as it's working its way up you, to shout out something if you would like before you are completely encased in this goo.
Oh, that's pretty easy. He's gonna shout out, "Help!"
So you shout help, and as you start inhale to yell out a second time, your face is encased. You are completely restrained, and unless you're able to breathe water, you're unable to breathe. That is, as the goo is covering your face.
Apologize for blowing people's ears out, but no, I don't see anything that allows me to do that.
So, Merrick, you have a high passive perception. I'm pretty sure Ambar does too. I don't know if Magnus does. If your passive is higher than 15, you would hear Ron yell help.
Hey, did you hear Ronnie? I thought I heard him. Let's go. I think he might have fell in. I don't know. He's screaming and
On fire again.
Oh, that's right. He likes to. Oh, that's worse. I mean, if this is an old outhouse, that could be explosive.
I suppose we should go check on him.
Barkeep, one more rum. I'll be back for it in a moment.
All right.
Right out the door.
You out the door, and you see a little bit of smoke starting to come out of the outhouse. Let's see. Ooh,
Mac
okay.
His arms in disapproval.
So, at the start of your turn, Ron, you're gonna take this much damage.
It's much.
13 necrotic damage.
Whoa.
As it is just leeching your life away.
18.
And you can attempt to escape the grapple if you would like, which would be an acrobatics or athletics.
Actually, can I Misty Step?
Does
place
it have a vocal component?
Action itself, so
It does.
instantaneous.
It does. If it has a vocal component, you cannot currently.
How can you tell? Because I'm learning wizard.
It'll say VS or M for vocal, somatic, or material.
Okay, Okay, so it's vocal. Okay.
So you cannot. You open your mouth and the ooze starts to flow like go inside.
Yeah.
So you
no.
recommend not.
Mouth closed. No. Nope. That's disgusting. Nope.
It's somehow it's worse than that weird lemonade Magnus fed you.
It's gonna vomit it back up, and then what kind of save do I need to make?
An acrobatics or athletics check. As you're trying to escape a grapple.
20 acrobatics.
You are able to, as it like you get it in your mouth, and you're like, oh, like you like panic and freak out, and just are able to claw yourself out, and you unlocked the outhouse, and so you just fall outside. But that was your action, was to escape.
Okay.
But you are no longer restrained and grappled.
Oh, thank God.
The thing stalking you. Say Ambara, Merrick, and Magnus are here.
Hi.
You're running up and you see Ron fall out of the outhouse. But
What have you done, Ron?
you don't see. You don't really see anything.
Are you setting things on fire again?
Gun all over me? Am I able to talk on this part?
Yeah. You. It's out of your mouth. You are free, and you notice, Ron, out of the corner of your eye, it like the puddle that like as you escaped, it kind of melted down to puddle form, just oozes between the cracks of the docks.
It's in the toilet! It's in the toilet! She's trying to back away from it.
Ronnie, you
were
set it on
destroying
fire.
outhouses. Sorry.
No, there's something in it! It's trying to grapple me! It's so slimy! He's like backing away, like, you know, the backward crawl.
Ron, you need some rest.
Can we tell he's been injured by looking at him?
He looks like he's seen a ghost. He's white as a sheet. It literally just leached life, which was necrotic damage, so he looks a little bit slightly more gaunt. How much of your HP was that? What's your max HP?
Went from 31 to 18.
Okay, he looks a little bit more pale and gaunt than he did a few minutes
took
ago.
Almost half.
Yeah.
We need to get you in bed, Ron.
There's something in it. It's a slimy thing, and it tried to get me.
Yes, slimy images.
No, there's something in it.
There's something in the toilet. There's always something in the toilet. It's
I look for
okay.
this
And you
thing?
notice that like part of the outhouse wall is like lighting up a little bit.
Can
That's my fireball.
as I ray of frost that fire,
Uh-huh.
can I look for this thing that he keeps talking about?
Yeah, give me an investigation check.
Oof.
I'll help
You
Ambara
could
with
do
that.
this. You
Okay.
could do this.
No, I can't.
Ronnie from Magnus.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
no,
trying.
I can't.
No,
You don't see
failed Ronnie
anything.
from Magnus.
Investigation is
Ron
not-
does feel a little slimy, but you're not sure if that's like the cold sweat he's broken out into or if because something else. So, as he is like goosebumps and a cold sweat.
I'm not sure what's going on here, but perhaps bed is best for Ronald right now.
You might need a second glass of demon juice.
No more demon juice.
He's gonna get a little rum to help him sleep, and then he'll be fine.
Ron's just gonna keep staring at the toilet and be like, no, there's something in there you don't understand. There's something in there.
I'm sure you just put it in there, and you wanted to see how great it is. Let's just go into the
No, that's
back
not
into
it. It's just, no, it's not it.
kids and their
He's
poop
getting all
jokes.
frustrated, like, no.
He didn't even get to use
not
the
listening.
bathroom.
You guys aren't listening to me. Nobody's. Finally hits.
Yellow. What?
No, Ron!
No, sorry, he's too busy. It's like seconds worth of even.
All that's gonna have to go back in!
Magnus,
Makes Ron vomit even more. Going.
Magnus, perhaps you should look for the demon down here, and I will take care of Ron. And I'll kind of prestidigitate Ron's face clean
Uh-huh.
and help him up away from Magnet.
Okay. So you put Ron up to bed in his room that he's sharing with Elam?
Yeah.
Ron is not gonna lay down on that bed easily. He's gonna like
You have
covers
the top
up.
bunk
He's
at
gonna be, like,
least.
looking around.
You know, Elam's on the bottom bunk.
They have the top bunks where it's safest because things can't crawl up and get you.
And I'll just kind of hang out in the room until he falls asleep.
Okay.
Which will probably be forever, but
Well, he'll be telling you about it, and like it was this like slimy creature, and it came out of the toilet, and it tried to absorb me and pull
Yep.
it down into there, and it was all
Yep.
gross and grody. It tasted bad in my mouth, and well, he's gonna like keep going with everything.
it sounds disgusting.
Do you mention what it looked like?
Yeah,
In the face?
I think he would.
Okay.
Yeah. So what was the face again?
Of Jean Tarascon.
Jean Terrace.
Tarascon. Yeah. He was the serial killer and
That we locked in
that
the.
you locked and who was missing after the zombie raid.
Okay, well he will mention that then. He will say the face that looks like the serial killer.
This serial. You mean Jean? It looked like him?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Alright, that's a little weird. I'm
Maybe he's
gonna.
coming to get me. Maybe I'm next.
I.
Maybe he'll get me
Ron,
while I'm
Ron.
sleeping.
Ron,
What?
calm down. If he's coming to get you, we'll just take care of him. I mean, you're one of us. We're not gonna let anything happen to you.
Well, I mean, what if he's like a news and he's gonna come under the door through the window? Or
That's why I'm here, Ron. That's why Elam's
eyes
asleep,
big as
but
saucers, like
I'll wake Elam up if anything happens, and he can shoot it with that massive crossbow of his. It's gonna be all right. Okay, just relax.
his eyes are still like blink, like yep, sure, relax. Yeah, he'd probably eventually pass out, but it would not be an easy pass out. Sleep time.
Alright, so eventually Ron passes out. He's probably exhausted from this endeavor, and you are technically still poisoned from just that salt
It's
sludge.
I hope you brought a bucket in the room or a trash can, because he's gonna.
Probably, yeah.
Oh, which meant you should have had disadvantage on your acrobatics, but it was you still beat the DC. You still
Darn,
beat it.
yeah.
You're good.
All right.
You would have escaped either way.
Yeah.
But I
Then,
do remember that.
For
Next.
now.
Next
Umbara will stay up then,
bunch of hours. 11 hours? Okay.
because she
So
promised.
you're gonna stay
so.
up in his room? Okay.
Yeah.
Do you do anything, or you just twiddle your thumbs? To bring anything, like a book? Anything you doing while you're waiting?
I'm probably
Oh.
applying that salve.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ron
yeah,
has that book with him too, if you wanted to read the history book.
Oh yeah. So she'll probably apply as much as that salve, because there are probably spots that she can't
Mhm.
reach.
Yeah.
She'll have to find some help with that.
It's very soothing.
Yeah. Probably feels real nice.
Mm-hmm.
And then she'll probably steal Ron's book, and
Okay.
I think she'll skim it. I don't think she'll necessarily read it, because after him saying that it looked like Jean,
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of like a little like maybe he's not crazy. So she's gonna like kind of skim it, but really she's watching.
Yeah. The part about the Maiden of the Swamp is what pings your attention the most while you're reading it.
Okay.
Due to the fact that it actually mentions the weave a bit, how she's connected to the entire island through nature magic, that kind of thing.
That's interesting. In that case, when I get to that part, can I reach out to the weave and see if
Yeah.
I can feel anything?
Give me an Arcana check.
I'm so bad at this. Arcana hates me.
I was gonna give you advantage, but that didn't.
It doesn't
didn't
matter.
help much there.
Yeah. We are in the middle of a town, so.
Okay. So, it's just seeing how strong the weave was here, and apparently it's not that strong right now.
It's
That blood
weak
rain just
now.
tuckered it out. So, with that 6, you actually would be able to connect through.
Damn. All
Yeah.
right.
It's
Oh.
that blood rain just took all of it out of it. It was just like, whew, that was exhausting. Apparently.
So I'm reaching out for this maiden of the lake.
All right, so you kind of close your eyes, you put your hands on the book, and you reach out into the weave, and you feel, you finally connect to the magic here. It's very different, yet it's got a strain of similarity to it. You feel how connected everything is via the swamp. The swamp is the lifeblood of this island, and you can sense that there are 2 sources that are connected to that kind of yin and yang it. One is you get like super awful vibes off of, and the other one you get a very peaceful feeling from.
Okay, I'll kind of steer clear of that other one, and I'll kind of like make my way towards that peaceful one.
Okay, you make your way towards that peaceful one in your mind, and what's your passive perception, Ambara? Just
14.
Curiosity. Okay. And Ron and Elam are asleep. So, as Ambara is connecting to the weave and is attempting to make contact with this maiden or lady of the swamp, something slithers under the door,
Damn it.
up the pole of the bunk bed.
You know, the whole point of the bunk bed is the bottom person dies first, and the top person's okay, but alright, you know.
And yes, underneath the covers, up past Ron's foot, and
Nope.
up towards his face. And that is where we're going to end tonight's session of Mists of Ravenloft.
Gonna burn that bunk bed. Just could firebolt, and if I had fireball, I'd be fireballing.
You'd be fireball. That'd be real painful with you in the room. But
Yeah.
as that one meme says, I didn't ask how big the room was. I said I cast fireball. So
That's true. That's true.
So, as I put back Volo's guide, as you know, it's a great book. We're gonna wrap up for tonight. We're gonna go around. We're gonna say who we are, where we can find you guys, and what your favorite part of tonight's game was. So, let's start with our little Ronnie boy. Hey Ron, how you
Little
doing?
Ronnie boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, fine. I'm Shiny Pilot. You can find me here. I play the little red-headed teenage wizard boy who almost died tonight from a slimy creature crawling up through the toilet drain and trying to eat him after getting food poisoning from a medical cure from a paladin. Yeah, it's working out great. I had a good time with tonight. That was a fun episode. I actually had a really great time. I just like the crazy shenanigans we always get ourselves into.
Yeah.
I mean, favorite moment? Gosh, I don't know. There was a lot of funny ones tonight. So, I don't know. I kind of like this whole latter half scenario. Just the whole thing how that all played out was fun. So.
Excellent. Super duper fun. Magnus, how about
Yeah.
you?
D20 coup de grace. You can find me here, obviously, and then going to be playing a game coming up on Mondays pretty soon. Let's see. My favorite part was probably just kind of watching the development of the relationship between Merrick and Ambara. Just kind of watching that play out. I see it.
No.
I see it's there.
No.
It's there. I see it.
Awesome.
But yeah, that's mine.
Fantastic. Bara.
Hi, I'm at Nugnosaurus on Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram. I'm here on Tuesday nights, soon to be Monday nights, which I'm super excited for. I'm on my own channel Wednesday through Sunday, and I do variety gaming. Right now I'm playing Magic the Gathering, which is a lot of fun, the arena. And I have a couple favorite parts, actually. So number one, finally being able to connect to the weave after so long. That was pretty awesome. Number two, when the librarian or the shaman was like, no dog ears. I felt that in my soul. Because I am a librarian and I tell people, hey, you know, don't damage my books, kind of thing. And then my other one was Ron being attacked in the toilet because that's just hilarious. So yeah, those are my favorites.
All right. Mr. Elam Dewa Jr. was not with us this week, but you should definitely check him out. Travis Bowles, he does stuff for WebDM. He's cutting their new video. I don't know what the topic's about because he's not here to tell us, but I'm guessing it's going to be awesome. But yeah, check him out. And last but certainly not least, Mr. Merrickton Benny.
Yeah, hi. I'm Deception Check on Twitch and Twitter. I play here. I used to have a game on Encounter Roleplay, but it ended today, and I actually survived Call of Cthulhu. I don't know how that happened. Very
pure
strange.
dumb luck.
Sure, dumb luck. I tried to die, and it just didn't work. But I am also really happy to basically announce that Monday, April the 9th, we will be starting Mondays in Exandria.
Yes.
That will be our Tal'Dorei campaign set in Matthew Mercer's Tal'Dorei world of Exandria, or the world of Exandria, continent of Tal'Dorei. I'll be DMing, and these fine people, plus Mr. Elam Bewood Jr., Mr. Travis Bowles, will be joining us. We'll be starting off in the city of Amman and staying there for a while. It should be a lot of fun. I can't wait. My favorite part tonight, Magnus Steve Shaft's coat of many buttons. Such a glorious thing. Next to that was Magnus Deep Shaft's cure-all for things that want to make you die worse than the thing that's hurting you. And then, of course, Ron and outhouses. That will be the story of his life from here on out. It will always be an outhouse for him.
Oh, it's
Burning an outhouse.
There's got to be a Cult Scout badge for that.
For
There
burning a
has to
certain
be.
number of outhouses, probably.
Yeah.
If there is, he's a master of it.
It was great. It was great. Had a lot of fun. Thanks, everyone.
Awesome.
Always a blessing.
And of course, yes, Mondays in Exandria. That will be starting 2 weeks from now, I believe. Not next week, but the week after that. We're really excited about it. We've been playing on Monday nights for about as long as we've been playing on Tuesday nights, so almost 3 years now. But we've wrapped up our it's basically our home game. It wasn't streamed, and so we decided, well, we're about to start campaign number 2. Why not stream that one as well? So we're gonna be Deception Check's gonna be our fantastic DM, and we've got a whole slew of entertaining characters that are gonna be entering the ring. But of course, this is my channel. I'm Lindy, Laugh of Lindy. You can find me here on Twitter and on YouTube. We post all our previous episodes from tabletop stuff here on YouTube a few days afterwards. I'm a little behind right now, but it'll be fine. I'll get to it this week. It's a busy week, taxes, But yeah, definitely check us out here. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. Hope you enjoyed the horror as we have begun side trek through the night from Dungeon Magazine 29? That sounds about right. But yeah, I've been on a deep Ravenloft delve, so I hope you all enjoy it, and we will be back next week with more shenanigans. So until then, goodbye. Transition. There we go.